Hey guys, happy week 1. It's in the books. We did it. We made it through. I'm just going to review what we did. So, new content this week, our new grammar. We started with timeline and we actually are doing that in the big group. Let's practice the timeline together. So we have Age of Ancient Empires, creation to circa 450 AD. Creation, make an O, and the fall. The blood and the Tower of Babel. Mesopotamia, you split your fingers. And Sumer, Egyptians. 3000 BC. Indus River Valley Civilization, Minoans and Mycenaeans. That's all for timeline for this week. And then for math, we did 1s and 2s. So for our 1s counting, we just did crossbody punches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We repeated that a bunch of times, and I had some kids come up and like circle a number that would be a loud number when we did it. And then for 2s, we did the skip counting 2s to the tune of Jesus Loves Me, which is on the CC app as well. And that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, and 30. All right, so history, it goes, it's a history song, it's on the app, and it goes, in 1492, Columbus made the first of 4 trips to the Caribbean on 3 Spanish ships named the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria. All right, and then for geography, we have the 5 states and capitals, and we did it like cheer style. Like I say Augusta, you say Maine, Augusta, Maine, Augusta, Maine. And so the kids would repeat that. And then we also reviewed it with our maps. So they had smaller versions of these black line maps, like a 8.5 by 11 size, and we just labeled them by putting the letter of the state, like an M in Maine and a NH for New Hampshire. Some of them we had to draw lines out to the side to have enough space. So that's what we did for geography. And then for science, we have the 4 types of tissue. What are the 4 types of tissue? We have connective, so we made a little link with our fingers, connective. Epithelial, feeling your skin because your skin is epithelial tissue. Muscle, so flex your arms, muscle, and nerve. So if something gets on your nerves, it's a pain in the neck. So we say nerve. Okay. And then for English, we have an infinitive. We're covering an infinitive, and we sing that to the song of Michael Finnegan, or the tune of Michael Finnegan. So it goes, an infinitive is 2 plus a verb, used as a noun, adjective, or adverb. An infinitive is 2 plus a verb, used as a noun, adjective, or adverb. And then for Latin, Mrs. Jen doesn't know Latin very well, so we had a helper. And our helper was named Felix, which is actually a Latin name, means happy or lucky. And Felix is a frog. Hi guys, my name is Felix, and I help teach Latin. So, since it's on video, it'll be easier to understand if I say it. We'll say bye to Felix for now. So for Latin, it is the prepositions in, apud, with, per, by, sine, without, a, from, day, of. Okay. And then on to the next thing we do in our classes schedule is presentations. So during presentations, we do sit at the table and have snack. And we focused on speaking clearly this week. Next week, we'll be focusing on making eye contact with people while you're talking. For fine arts, we focused on the 5 elements of shape. So we can remember them by oils. So the O represents round shapes, roundish shapes that are not filled in. The dot of the eye represents dots, which are roundish shapes that are filled in. And then the straight line of the eye represents these straight lines here, or straight lines in general. And then the L is angled lines, and the S is for curved lines and spirals and things like that. So we made our own oils pages that your kids came home with. And then we also practiced our oil shapes on these animals. So this was our blank paper with blank animal outlines, and each one of them had a prompt of what to fill in. So we filled that in on a paper like this. So that probably came home with them too. And then at the very end, when we had a little extra time, we did a drawing going shape by shape. So we started like with the eye and the head of this bird, and it added in. So we made birds. Everyone's looks different, and that's great. We want that. The point is just that you're learning to use the elements of shape in your drawing. And then this was another example. Okay. For science, we reviewed our scientific method song, which is to the tune of Pop Goes the Weasel. So it goes, the scientific method is question, research, hypothesis, experiment, analysis, pop, and conclusion. So that's how I remember the scientific method. Keep reviewing that because that'll come in handy many times in the future. And our experiment today was actually learning about the persistence of vision. So we did these little pieces of paper with a face on them, and then on the top, this rolls up. And so if you go up and down with the pencil, it looks like the face is kind of winking at you. And you are remembering that there's an open eye here and a winking or a winking eye there. And so you actually tend to, your brain is like, it's holding that image and it's in your mind. Okay, so that was our experiment. All right, and last but not least, we did our review game for our grammar this week. So we called it Wiggle Worm, and each subject, each strand or subject had its own card, and then there's a wiggle worm card. So when the wiggle worm card was drawn, we had a little dance party, listened to some music, and wiggled a little bit, got out our wiggles. So that is what we did today, and what you can be reviewing at home. And we'll see you next week.